Hi guys, in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to sculpt using Z-Spheres. Z-Spheres are a way to build up a mesh from scratch. It's like making a skeleton-like mesh first, and adding flesh on it after. It's a good way to understand anatomy, as you are making the mesh from the ground up. Z-Spheres are accessed within the toolbar. To insert a Z-Sphere and begin modeling with it, click on the Insert tab or Append. Then click on Z-Spheres, and begin making the mesh. To add more Z-Spheres, make sure Draw is on, and on the mesh, click and drag. I'm going to talk over a sculpture made with using Z-Spheres. I start off with a single Z-Sphere and begin to draw the basic shape of this particular sculpture. Then I adjust the sizes of the Z-Spheres to form a hand. I suggest you guys look at a concept carefully and understand the anatomy before starting to sculpt. A handy trick is colouring areas of muscle groups, as this can visually break down the mesh for you. It may help speed up the process. Remember to make sure you are satisfied with the base Z-Sphere mesh. Then make it adaptive and start sculpting. I often use the move brush. It is helpful to make areas of a mesh bigger, change the shape of it, or handy to increase the volume of a mesh. It's also useful to use this brush to just move areas. I use clay buildup brush to mold the shape of the mesh. I highly recommend this brush as it is an efficient way of developing the sculpture. I use damp standard to mark areas of muscle groups. It helps visualize areas of a mesh and also helps with the formation of the mesh. I use the mask brush to adjust and move areas of the mesh. You can see I use this to rotate the hand and change the position of it. Masking is great. It helps you avoid sculpting areas that shouldn't be sculpted. I use the smooth brush, which is activated by holding shift and clicking on the mesh. It's nice to get rid of some lumps at this stage. Once I am happy with the sculpt, I carry on using all the brushes that were mentioned. I like using damp standard as it allows you to add creases in a mesh or indents. It can be used to make fine detail on hands, for example. It really depends on how you use these brushes. Another useful thing clay buildup brush is useful for is making a mesh that follows the flow of muscle fibers. You can see this effect soon as you add subdivisions and using clay buildup. As you stroke, this brush leaves gaps which can be used to replicate muscle fibers. You can see that I am using several other brushes. I generally like to use the standard brush to make veins.